welcome back to another episode of the Phantom Experience. We got my boy Victor Madu in the building. How you doing, my bro?
What's good? I'm chilling. How you doing, brother?
Chilling, man. Hey, I want to first start off the interview with asking about your mental health, man, and how are you doing mentally as far as business, your physically and mentally on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say I'm like a 7, and I know a lot of people don't like to touch on mental health and talk about mental health because at the end of the day, it's not cute. Like it's not like the best.
But I feel like
part
it's
of the
important
business.
though.
Yeah, but you got to look at it like this. A lot of people would like to show the highlights.
Yeah.
You know, so like the best parts, the best pieces of their brand and their business and how everything's going on social media. Nobody really likes to talk about the struggles that they go through mentally, physically, emotionally. So I would say, yeah, it's definitely important, but, you know, people don't eat their vegetables. So I would say mental health is a lot of the vegetables and the greens and the stuff that it really requires to be aware of to have a successful business, not just like financially, but you know, mentally. So personally, I would say my mental health is like at like a 6 or 7. And that just comes with having so many things to deal with, different personalities, different characteristics of certain individuals. You know, when you have a lot of things that you got going on, different source of income, different people that you're dealing with, you definitely get a lot of your play. You know what I mean? It's overwhelming. Not only is it just overwhelming, but at the same time, you got just different people to cater to. You ever like change how you talking when you talking to a certain type of person? Just you know, so the person's actually receptive. You know, it's draining. It's draining, and then on top of that, ain't no time to really sleep. Somebody calling you about something. It's just
you're 7 when it comes to your mental health. How about financially and business wise?
I'll say like
I got to touch on all bases, bro.
Financially and business wise, I'll say like a 9. 9 only because there's always room for improvement. You know, I'm 24. I'm young. I'm blessed to be in the place that I'm at right now.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, there is always room for improvement. So, you know, just try not to stay comfortable.
Facts. Try
not to stay stagnant. And just keep elevating. You know, I can always get more organized. I can wake up 20 minutes earlier. There's a lot of things I could do to improve. But right now we're blessed. So that's always.
So what's crazy is, so when I first came to UTSA, I remember coming to your apartment. I don't know if you remember this, but I came. I think I came to see Mo and stuff. I had seen a lot of For the Low gear and stuff like that. But at the time, you had just dropped out like for your last semester. Because when I first came, that was your last semester.
Okay.
Before you dropped out. So like, why did you drop out? And what was your mindset in that moment in time?
I feel like the dropping out it played a lot into my mental stability. I feel like school is great. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of things that come with it that could really drain and test somebody, you know. And I didn't have any more flexibility in my mental health.
As far as in like handling your business and then going to school at the same time.
I was out of it.
I
was out of it. I felt like another week I would have snapped. You know what I mean? And it's just like everybody's like, yo, just finish. I'm like, I would have died before I finished.
Not bad.
I wouldn't have made it, you know.
Facts.
And another thing about that is like once I took that safety net out of my back pocket, it made me really focus on it. You know what I mean? It made me really focus on making plan A work. Because everybody's like, my degree is my plan B. It's my backup plan. I'm like, I only want one plan. You know what I mean? Plan B is going to make plan A work.
Exactly.
Plan C is going to make plan B, make plan A work. You know what I mean? I wasn't really trying to settle for nothing, you know? And I literally just had this epiphany. I was walking down the hallway to go to class, and I overheard a conversation. There's one dude, he was just like, yeah, I graduated last year. I'm back from my master's. I couldn't get a job.
Hey.
So I was just like, yo, I'm in the engineering building right now. I was an engineer. I was like, wait, so you mean I'm doing all of this and I might be out of luck whenever I get out of here? On top of that, I wouldn't hire myself. I never had a job. I never had job experience. I never had professional experience. I never had a job in my entire life. So even if I was passing with flying colors, I had a 3.7 in engineering. And one of the toughest degrees that you could go get. Like, I didn't drop out because I was stupid. I dropped out because it just didn't make sense for me.
That's crazy. See, that's the thing that I have with school. It's like, because I was just interviewing somebody yesterday. Well, it wasn't really an interview. We were just like casually talking. But school, I feel like school is a scam in a sense for that same exact reason. How do you get a degree in engineering and you can't get a job after?
Yeah.
And then like you're supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to, the whole point of you going to college is to financially be able to provide. You know, that's the only reason why we go to college is for money. Well, people don't like to say for money, I guess, to do what you like to do in life. But at the same time, it's like, bro, we have to financially provide for people like when you get older. So It's like school, I don't know. How's your thoughts on like the thing about school is a scam? Do you think it's a scam?
I mean, I get a lot of heat for saying stuff like that.
But it's facts though. It's facts though.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't mind the heat. I never said I mind it.
Yeah.
But, the way I view school is like, if you have a passion about something and it requires you to have a degree 100%,
yeah, facts.
then definitely go get a degree. Because like, if you're really passionate about teaching third grade kids how to do 1 + 1 = 2, you better have a mathematics degree. You know what I mean? I don't want my kid in there with a teacher that don't really know what they're doing, whether you have a degree or not. You know what I mean? Facts. So at the end of the day, you know, some paths you must have a degree. Doctor, lawyer, all of that. You must have a degree. But when it comes down to like, you want to do like social media, or you want to do like some type of anything that has to relate with like, you know, being a creative. Because like my first scholarship, they were like, okay, so like, what are you gonna fund? I was like, I'm doing a creative grant. Yeah. Because there's a lot of kids like me that really don't want to like, you know, step out of their comfort zone or really debut what type of talent they have, because it's not what everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, if you present it to your parents or somebody that was born in the 1900s, they're gonna say like, what are you doing? They try to clown you. Exactly, you know. But they don't understand like the time that we're in right now. Time has changed. Like, I've been clowned a lot by my parents, relatives, uncles, aunts. Like, I tell them what I got going on, and they're just like, okay, bet, how's school though? Yeah, you know, they don't really care about that aspect. Yeah, like they low-key trying to cut me off, and I'm just like, your school's good, you know, my GPA is good, but that doesn't mean I'm good. Yeah, like I could have a perfect GPA, I could have everything I want in the academic aspect, but it's not what I want. It's what y'all want from me. Exactly. And the crazy part about it is, like, what I tell a lot of my mentees, I'm like, your parents are gonna die, and you're gonna be doing something for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, regretting it, bro. Yeah, because you had the chance to do what you really wanted to do, but now they dead. You can't even tell them that they had you messed up. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, look, it's raps. You out of here, and I'm still sitting here doing something that you told me to do. Exactly. So like, don't even put yourself in that situation. Don't put yourself in that predicament where you're literally stuck doing something for somebody that doesn't even exist anymore. That's facts. You know what I mean? I love my parents to death, but like, look. No. I don't care what they tell me. No, that's facts, bro. I literally don't. But if you ever watch this podcast, bro, you also have to understand too, like, you have to have a plan, bro. I don't like when people just, you know what I'm saying, don't want to go to college route because they're like, if you're gonna be lazy, don't be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, as far as in like, have a plan of what you really want to do. Don't just say, I'm not gonna go to college because it's a scam. Like, nah, there's reasons why I say, you know what I'm saying, and reasons why you're providing, like, why college is a scam. But entrepreneurship, bro. What made you say, all right, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur? This is the route for me. Like, when did you know that was the right path for you? To be honest, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12 years old. What do you mean? How did you start at 12? I mean, I was always selling something, you know. Yeah. What was the first thing you sold at 12? The first thing I ever sold was artwork. So I used to play a lot of online games and stuff. Yeah. And when I was 12, what was it, like 2009, 2010? Yeah. So, you know, the internet wasn't all of that. So when I'm downloading these online games at home, it's taking like 35, 40 minutes, and I'm just sitting there bored by the computer. Yeah. So like, the first thing I would do is like reach for a pencil and paper and just like be sketching like the artwork of like whatever game I was downloading, just on some board stuff, you know. Yeah. And I got really good at drawing just in those like little 45-minute windows where I was waiting for something to happen. Mm-hmm. And I eventually, once I, you know, really honed in on that talent, I started buying poster board. So I buy like a 5-pack of poster board. I'll save on my lunch money and walk across to CVS, go get a 5-pack of poster board. Yeah. And I started doing like graffiti for my friends, like in whatever like name or whatever, you know, they had a crush on somebody. I was doing graffiti for them. Yeah. And I was charging $5 a piece, you know what I mean? So I get the whole pack for $5, and it was a 5-pack. So I was really flipping $5 to $25 like every single day. And like by the end of the week, I had like $200 or something like that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So my mom would always, every time I came home with some money, she was just like, hey, like, I hope you're not out there getting in trouble or stealing from nobody. I'm like, nah, I'm just selling my art. She was just like, okay, you know, just, you know, keep your grades up, you know, kind of really just didn't really understand what I was doing. And then I started scaling it. Like, I got a whole bunch of other people that wanted art from other schools, you know, in my area back in Atlanta. And I literally had other people I was teaching how to draw. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they were paying me for lessons and paying me for artwork. So I was teaching them, like, you know, at the same time. Yeah. And I started making a lot of money from that. And that literally scaled into getting into shoes when I finally moved over from Atlanta to Houston. I came here and I really wasn't familiar with the culture as far as fashion goes. Yeah. My first day, you know, I had on some USPA, you know, USPA. I didn't know.
I know
the
they was
difference.
on your head.
They were on my head.
Your head.
I didn't know the difference. You know what I mean?
And you went to an A-Leaf school too.
I went to an A-Leaf
They're on
school.
your head.
It's my first day in A-Leaf. I'm getting clowned for like, you know, what I think is fresh or whatever. Not really like I had a fashion sense or something, but it's just like I didn't know that people cared about stuff like that, like branding and all that.
Oh, that wasn't like
stuff.
a thing in like Atlanta like that?
Nah, in Atlanta, you come to school with clothes on and you good.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like as long as you're not naked, we straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I came over here, same thing. Like I didn't even pick out the clothes. You know what I mean? It wasn't my decision. It was back to school shopping. My dad, my mom spent this and got that. Came home with this. All right, you going to school tomorrow? All right, bet, let's go. You know what I mean? I come to school, I'm getting clowned. I'm like, hey, yo, look, I'm really a sturdy dude, but like. Y'all clowning me for what I got on my shirt. Yeah, I could rip this. I could peel this logo off. You know what I mean? Like it's really not that serious. So at the end of the day, that's when I knew that there was a hold that branding had on people. Yeah, it was a certain type of manipulation where you could have a plain white shirt and put a logo on it, and then somebody will look at you a certain way.
Is that when you decided, okay, I want to start for the low?
No, that's not when I decided I want to start for the low. That's when I decided I was going to tap into the fashion culture, and I started with sneakers. Okay. Another remark that I did have was I didn't have like the right shoes or like the coolest pair of shoes, and apparently the coolest pair of shoes was Air Jordans. Facts. You know what I mean? But obviously I looked at the price tag and I was just like, oh nah, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna stick with the Chucks. You know what I mean? That's what my people can afford, $49.99. We out the door. You know what I mean? So I ended up actually hustling to go ahead and get some Jordans. You know, number one, I want to fit in. I'm in a new city. Facts. 9th grade. I don't know nobody. I'd rather not get clowned. I'd rather just have these J's that everybody's asking me and expecting me to have. So I started hustling up, and then Black Friday rolled around. Me and my mom, we went up to West Oaks Mall. Shout out to A-Leaf, Texas. Went up to West Oaks Mall, walked into the Champs and found some ones. Yeah. That was on sale. But me not knowing any better, there was still Team Jordans. There was like some Alpha ones or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't the whole deal. So I'm happy. It wasn't the real retro, so I'm happy. I grabbed these Alpha ones. I go to school thinking I'm the guy, I'm him. You know what I mean? I'm walking in the hallway and it's like, nah. You was close, but still nah. So, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, like what I gotta do to really get my hands on some, some real like heat. So one of the guys, he just recommended me to this Facebook page where it's just like Houston So Real or something like that.
Trading shoes and stuff.
Yeah, like way back in the day. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know like people was getting down like that. So I'm on Facebook already. So I just went, got on the page, and it's a whole new world, bro. It's a whole new world. The only thing standing between me and getting my hands on some retros was a little bit of money. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm finna hustle up, give me some retros. Y'all ain't finna clown me another day. You know what I mean? So I start hustling. I'm looking for different little things to do and get some money. I'm mowing lawns, like everything, like all the cliche, everything, bro. But one thing that did spark my financial journey early on was we used to play football back in the neighborhood. Yeah. And I was big on like, wearing like funky colors and stuff like that. Like whatever color I'm wearing, like you don't got that color. Yeah. Cause I would dye my clothes. Oh. Like I would dye my shirts and stuff like that. And then one of my guys was just like, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? I was like, I dyed it. He was like, you think you could dye my Nike socks? I don't like the color. So I was like, I mean, I could dye a shirt. I could definitely dye some Nike socks. So he gave me his Nike socks and I put the Angeles Rit dye on them. Threw them in the washer and dryer, messed up my mom's washer and dryer. So, like, probably to this day, like, anytime you put any clothes in there, it comes out the color of the dye. So I had to stop immediately. But shortly after that, I was selling customized dye Nike socks to everybody in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I was doing $10 a pair. Yeah. Everybody had the Nike Elite socks with the Sperry's back then. So I was like, oh, I need everybody. You know what I mean? So I probably ran up like a couple $1,000 just off my neighborhood dyeing, because everybody had multiple pairs of socks. Yeah. If you have one pair of Elite socks, you really don't got Elite socks. Yeah. If you have 10, then okay. Yeah, he balling a little bit. You know what I mean? He's somebody.
It was big back then.
Yeah. So like these kids, they save up their lunch money. They bring their socks to me. Facts. As crazy as it sounds, I was black and white was going to black and yellow. Yeah. Because they like the Steelers. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like little stuff like that. We was doing black and pink, breast cancer. Like everybody was bringing me their socks. I was doing favorite football teams, favorite basketball teams, everything, because we was all big on sports. So I ended up running up a little bag off of that. And then I got my first pair of shoes. And it was a Wolf Grade 5s. They was pretty beat up, but
Yeah, it's 2 5s.
$100. I was like, these are retros. Bet. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Let's go. Yeah. I'm going to school with these 7 out of 10 condition Wolf Grade 5s, and everybody's like, okay. Yeah. Okay, he's the man. Game, So then that's when I noticed, I was like, okay, like these brands really do have a grip on people and how they perceive you. So I use that as leverage. So I went from Wolf Grade 5s. I went and got the Cardinal 7s. I went and just started buying a whole bunch of pair of shoes. You know what I mean? So it's just like any day I came to school, like I'm not even repeating repeating kicks anymore. You know what I mean? It's like every day you see me, it's a new pair of retros.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to like show that, like, hey, not only am I new here, but I'm gonna show y'all how it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna show y'all how like how it's really done. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Obviously it was a confidence booster, and it kind of made me understand like what people liked. And I've always been the type of person to, you know, like, I'm a people pleaser. So like when I know that somebody likes a certain pair of shoes, or like they've been fiending to get a certain pair of shoes, I go get them.
Yeah.
I wear them to school
Just
the next
to show
day.
them, like,
You know what I mean?
nigga.
Like, hey, this is your chance to look at them up close. You know what I mean? So that really played well into my journey, learning the whole shoe game and becoming a huge sneakerhead eventually. But
see, it sounds like all those little things, even from starting from when you was in Atlanta and selling, you know what I'm saying, the little artwork, like it was teaching you how to sell something.
Right.
So that's why you started getting that mentality, like, okay, well, I could sell this. I'm gonna get this amount of money.
Right.
And low-key, I feel like that low-key helps you form For the Low.
Right.
But like continue to how like For the Low got, you know what I'm saying, created, started.
Yeah, so basically that eventually ended
From
up.
that.
Yeah, that literally came from the shoes. You know what I mean? So obviously money runs out.
Yeah.
When you don't got a job, money runs out. If you're not showing up to work, money runs out.
Yeah.
So once I started getting more busy with school and finishing up my senior year at LSIC, I was running out of money. You know, and then I had like maybe like 5 or 6 pair of shoes left, and I started buying beat up shoes to fix them, and I would sell them for like 3 times more than what they was worth at the time that I bought them. So I used that to literally finish up and put food in my stomach for the last semester of my senior year at LSIC. And I went off to college. You know, I didn't really care to go to college. I didn't really honestly, if it wasn't for my friends, I probably wouldn't have even finished my application. You know, they were just on my ass every day.
As friends.
Yeah, you know, as friends, because we all wanted to go to the same school. Everybody wanted to mob out to the same place. It's like, all right, Vic, where you going? You come with us? I'm just like, where are we going? You know what I mean? I wasn't even really paying attention too much. I thought once we got to that road, we'd get to pick.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just the social pressure around me within my friend group that really just made me make that decision and, you know, take a leap that I wasn't even ready for. Yeah. And I didn't really understand why I was taking it. But moving ahead from that, I spent my first year at UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio. Go Runners, not really. But so I spent my first year at UTSA with a mechanical engineering degree after telling my dad I wanted to do business. Then he showed me how much engineers make on Google, and I was like, all right, whatever, cool. Yeah. So I went in there, did my first year of business, like I said. And I went to a fashion show in the second semester of my first year, like I said. And after watching everybody walk, after watching the presentation, I was like, I can do this. Yeah. It can't be that hard because all of y'all are doing it. Yeah. I always see myself like, if I see somebody else doing something, that means it can be done. Yeah. You know, so I was like, I can do this. You know what I mean? I like fashion. I know, you know, I'm fashionable. Yeah. I guess to a certain extent, I know this. So I ended up tweeting because it's like if you hashtag the show, like they'll show your tweet on like the little projector or whatever. And the host, you know, I knew the host personally. Yeah. So I guess she wanted to just try to play me because as soon as I typed in the tweet, she pulled my tweet out and put it on the thing. Oh, for real? And my tweet was, y'all gonna see me here next year. You know, I was just talking some shit. I didn't really know, too much about my game plan or nothing. I was just, you know, being a little cocky or whatever. And my tweet ended up there. And, you know, I knew a lot of people at UTSA, so everybody kind of looked at me in the audience and started clapping like, oh, yeah, like, yo, Vic, you know what I mean? I'm just like, damn. Nah, I actually got to do it. You know what I mean? So, get to that hoe. Yeah, so I tweeted about it a little bit. You know, I said, you know, For the Low, or clothing line coming soon or whatever. And I had no way of funding it. But my coach from back in high school, I just literally remember that, shit, somebody made our shirts. Yeah. Like, hey, coach, like, who's making our shirts back in the day? He said, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you one of my boys' number. I went to college with him, so I went, linked up with his boy. He made my first wave of shirts. I came up with the name with my older brother. We finalized, we confirmed the name. I obviously got the spelling because LOW is not going to hit on the search engine. You type in LOW, you're going to get Webster Dictionary. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? Yeah, if you get LEAUX, I mean, right now it's number 1 SEO. Yeah. You know what I mean? You type LEAUX anywhere in the world, you're going to get For the Low. Yeah. And that's going to be the clothing. So I feel like using that unique spelling was going to give me that boost, you know what I mean? As far as differentiating myself and my brand from any other word or meaning that's out there already, you know? So a lot of people ask me where that name came from. That's exactly where it came from. So I used all of that money from my shoes to start the brand. A lot of people don't believe me when I say I sold my last pair of shoes for $200 to get 20 shirts. Yeah. It's true. Real story. Yeah, it's a very real story, you know what I mean? It's like, a lot of people that don't really understand like making sacrifices.
Yeah, for what you really want in life.
Because somebody who loves shoes the way I did at that point, it'd be pretty hard for them, you know what I mean?
To let go of them.
Yeah, not even just let go, but let go of them for a path that's just uncertain and less traveled.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I could keep the shoes. I know how to flip shoes. I could get money out the shoes.
Yeah.
But like this clothing brand is something I never done before.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm passing up on something that I can guarantee make money versus something that I might. Did
you not really have a passion for it, or was it just something that you just wanted to start?
I wanted to try it, not only to prove to like myself, but you know, to like others, like this is doable. You know what I mean? And I knew there was a lot of low-key creatives around me that was, you know, feeding off energy, and we was, you know, bouncing ideas off each other. I wanted to make it look doable. You know? I was just tired of hearing muffled dreams and muffled voices because I had a lot of friends who wanted to do what I'm doing right now. Yeah. And their parents stopped them, or their other friends stopped them, or society stopped them. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, look, nobody's going to stop me, because I know, like, the way I think mentally, like, I know myself better than anybody knows me, and I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So I took it upon myself to literally, like, set an example. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna do this, and y'all gonna follow me through this entire pathway, and y'all are gonna like go around all of my mistakes, and it's gonna be even faster for y'all. It's gonna be even better for y'all. So I feel like I had to be like a pioneer in that sense. There was definitely a lot of people that came out before me, but they weren't more so in touch with the community. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the people that came out before me, we don't even, you know what I mean? I can't contact those guys. Yeah, nobody really can contact those guys. They're they're out and about. Like, I felt like I had a lot of direct community relations. Yeah. Where I could reach back and actually assist people, you know, with mentorship programs and scholarships. Yeah. And, you know, just showing up for people. Facts. So I feel like I had both qualities for it to actually build a bridge between the standard person who just has a dream and the actual reality of creating that dream based off your passion. Facts. You know, so. Yeah.
I mean, that's perfect segue into the next question, because people describe you and your work ethic as like a robot. People describe you, Vic Madu, as a robot.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
People be like, damn, every time I hear your name, it's like, that guy's just a robot, man. Like, so where does your work ethic come from? And working so hard, bro?
I feel like my work ethic comes from just verbal affirmations and just not wanting to be wrong. Yeah. You know, they say.
What do you mean? Like, explain that.
They say when you write something on the wall, like it'll hit different. You know what I mean? It makes you work a little bit harder. And then the thing is, like, when you tell somebody your goals, it's a whole different ball game, because you not only are you wrong to yourself if you don't achieve those goals, but you're wrong to everybody you told. Yeah. You know, so like a lot of the things that I do, or a lot of things that I say, they're lies before they happen. Yeah. You know?
That's crazy.
So everything's a lie before it happens. Yeah. So if I say, I'm gonna do $1 million this year, it's a lie before it happens. Yeah. So now everybody that I told I'm gonna do $1 million, if I don't hit $1 million by the end of the year, December 31st, they calling me up. What's the numbers? You know what I mean? So it's like, you actually have to really put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to succeed. And that literally comes from like growing up as a kid, and whoever has the money has the power. It makes the decisions. You know what I mean? We can't go to McDonald's. Why? Why not? You know what I mean? It's 4 boys. You know what I mean? It's expensive. Yeah. The money, whoever got the money, make the decision. Yeah. I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want.
So that's what basically like motivates you.
Yeah, the freedom. Yeah. The freedom to do anything.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like that's why multiple streams of income is so important for you, because in order to achieve what you want to achieve as far as in money status, you have to have multiple streams of income. Exactly. So talk to them about like why multiple streams of income is so important.
I would say multiple streams of income is so important. Number one, because anything can happen. You know, a lot of people, they seek active sources of income when it comes to like, you know, like labor or trading your time for money. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like a lot of people is just like, oh, what's wrong with having a 9 to 5? There's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. What are you doing from 6 to 10 though? Yeah. You know what I mean? What are you doing when you get home? Yeah. What's keeping you up late? Yeah. What's making you so tired the next morning? You get off at 5. Like, are you watching TV? Like, what are you doing?
That's facts.
You know, so it's just like there's 24 hours in a day, and, you know, 7 or 8 of that goes to sleep. Yeah. So now you're looking at like, you know, 16, 17 hours. If you're not eating.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You know, and it's just like you literally got to ask yourself every single day, am I getting closer to my goal, or am I just swimming? Yeah. Like, if you just float, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're just not drowning.
You're going to stay in the same position.
You're going to stay in the same position, you know what I mean? Like, you have to swim towards a target.
Yeah.
If you float, you're going to float, and you're going to go wherever the current takes you. If the current takes you off a cliff, you lose your job.
That's a good analogy.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you move with a goal and you move with, like, intention, like, your pathway is going to be a lot different than it is, you know what I mean? But if you just let the stream and the current take you,
Facts.
It can take you to a promotion, or it could take you to getting fired.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be your choice,
Yeah.
no matter how hard you work.
Yeah.
A pandemic can come back and, you know, next year you out of a job again.
Exactly.
You're waiting on a stimulus check or unemployment.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to be out here waiting on the rain.
Yeah.
Because the rain could come tomorrow, the rain could come next month. But guess what? By next month, you're dead.
Yeah.
So I really just want that freedom to be able to, like, do what I want, like I said, and not really have to rely and depend on outside sources, you know?
Facts.
So it's just the freedom, bro.
Yeah.
Freedom's the word of the day.
So who's like some of your greatest inspirations that inspired you to be successful?
Oh, wow. Greatest inspirations. This one's a little tricky. I wasn't necessarily inspired by, like, people.
Yeah.
I was inspired by events.
Okay.
So there was different events that
like
took
the fashion
place.
show you talked about earlier.
Yeah,
was
like,
inspiration.
You know, it was different events. It's not necessarily a certain person or figure. It was just different events that occurred in my life.
Yeah.
That made me say I never want to be in that position ever again in my life.
Yeah.
Or I want to feel this again forever.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest things that I always, like, you know, remember was, like, anytime I wanted something as a kid, as materialistic as I was and as expensive as I was to maintain, it was always no. You know,
from your parents,
and it was literally like I wasn't asking for nothing crazy. Like, you know, like I wanted a ripstick, $59.99.
Yeah.
And my parents, you know, I come from a 2-parent household, 2-story house. Everything's good, everything is groovy, looking from the outside, you know, outside in. But we had everything we needed, but nothing we wanted.
Yeah.
And yes, we were 100% blessed for having everything we needed, but I just had so many wants to the point where I ignored everything that I needed, and it felt like I had nothing.
Facts.
You know, so it's like when I do have a request or I do have something that I feel like I earned, because, like, you know, well, I had straight A's.
Yeah.
Assuming that, you know, I would get something in return, whether it was a good job or a Nerf gun. You know what I mean? So
just something.
Yeah, I wasn't getting anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it just felt so. It wasn't satisfying. It wasn't fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
So I literally had to, like, find a way to make money, because I was just like, without money, I'm not going to get any of these things that I want.
Any of your wants.
It all boils down to money.
Yeah.
It's not even who's taking me to Target. It's who's swiping their card when we get there.
I
could walk my ass to Target. You know what I mean? But when I get to the register, I'm going to give them a hug, like, or cry. And it's all about the transaction. It's all about, bro, it all boils down to that. You know, money makes the world go round.
I feel like I have the same, like, inspiration from you too, because, like, if you look at my house, because I live, like, I'm from the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? But on the inside, looking on the outside, you'll think I have it all.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not how it is. Like, inside that house is, like, struggle. Like, I'm not gonna act like I came from poverty, because I didn't.
Yeah.
But there's still struggle inside that home that people don't see, because you're looking from the outside. Oh, I have a big house. But,
surface level.
like, yeah, like, bro, it's just like same thing. Like, when I was in high school, like, I used to get a job in the summer and then work all summer and then cop shoes, like cop Jordans. That's how I cop my Jordans, like, because my parents could, like, I don't feel like necessarily they couldn't afford it. They just weren't gonna buy it for me. Like, I guess 150 was too much, even though it's 150 is not a lot of money though. You know what I'm saying? But to them, but not even to me, bro. 150 is not a lot of money, but to them it's like, that's $150. I'm not gonna buy you $150 shoes.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? Like, okay, even if it was 100, they still were like iffy. Like, I'll get one pair of shoes for the year, and I have to finesse my way to getting other shoes. So I feel like we had, like, the same connection there, as far as, you know what I'm saying, on the outside looking in, like, people would be whatever. But, you know, you're 24, bro. You've accomplished a lot in your life, man. There's rumor out there saying you're a millionaire. I don't know, is there any truth to that?
All I have to say about that is Google's free. That's literally all I have to say. It's a lot easier to get to that point when you have multiple streams of income.
Yeah, facts.
And you have a very reliable source of like resources in your network. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't run around and say I got $1 million in my bank account. Yeah. I got $1 million in my contact book. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I call somebody up, it's there. Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? So not only do I have a successful brand and business that, you know, has been flourishing for the past 5 years. Yeah. like I have people that I met along that way
Yeah.
that are always gonna keep me where I need to be at or more.
Yeah.
You know?
That low-key was a trick question. I really didn't think you were gonna go into detail. But you're 24, man. Like I said, you've accomplished a lot of goals. Like, what more do you want to accomplish that you haven't obtained?
I want to keep inspiring. I feel like my platform isn't where I would like it to be.
As far as in,
You know, social media, stuff like that, because I feel like the knowledge and the value that I could potentially provide to like the youth and, you know, people my age and stuff like that is very helpful and it's very eye-opening because it's definitely been an eye-opening experience for me, and I can only imagine how that would relay over to somebody who literally felt like there was nobody else like them in the world, you know?
Yeah, facts.
So I know so many people that have a passion that they literally have to bury whenever their parents walk into the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not fair.
At all.
You know? Like, you're literally just another person on this planet. You just so happen to produce me.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, you like what you like. Why can't I like what I like?
Yeah.
So I'm literally just trying to be a symbol of chasing your passion and being not only happy but successful financially with
that
it.
you could definitely accomplish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. I feel like you gave a lot of game to the youth. And if you ever watch this, bro, you should definitely tune into my guy, Vic Madu, man. He gave a lot of gems in this interview, man. Shout out to my guy right here. You can't even see him, but I'm going to post him probably in the little video. I appreciate you, though, for coming, though, man. Thank y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, bro. Fuck with me.